What's up? If you guys can't see this, let me know if the microphone's too loud. Let me try to get everything set up. And if you are watching this later, thanks for watching the replay. Let's see here. This could go really bad or good. But I guarantee I'm not going to hear anything out of the headphones, so let me just try again. Yep, still just like earlier, the test. Still waiting. There we go. Frack Daddy Barbecue. It's going good, man. Is my microphone a little too loud, or Frack Daddy? Good, because I can't hear it through the headphones. All my other apps, I used to do a podcast. Obviously, I could hear it through the playback, but I don't know what's going on. There's quite a few other live streams that were going on tonight. Yeah, hopefully. Frack Daddy, what kind of cook you got going on next? Hey, Johnny from View to a Grill. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Once we get a few people in here, this is the first time I've ever done this. Johnny, I don't know if you've done have you done a live? Stuffed meatloaf with popper mix. Sounds good. Tom's Food Factory. What's up, man? Actually, I need to get a hold of you. We got to get some videos going back on your channel. Let's see here. That's I'll get it out here in a little bit. It's not a Gibson, but it's a custom guitar from California. It's called a Zola, and you can get them. They were all custom made. This one's a 7/8 guitar, ebony fingerboard, and it kind of looks like a Nunu Betancourt guitar. I only paid $110 for it, and they're going for about. People are asking for $1,200. Actually, the place I bought it, another one of their stores, I pawn it for more than I paid for it if I ever need to borrow money. But yeah. Oh no, I'm not the popo. My dad was a police officer though, but I'm far from that. But you know, no. I just know that you're close. So there's not too many cooks on YouTube that are around where I'm living. So you got Leprechaun up in Cleveland, but that's too far. You know, you got. Let's see. Johnny, I had a Taylor. I can't remember the model. It was a lower end model. I don't even know if they make it. I used to know the models off the top of my head, but I can't remember. Frack Daddy, I am on the southwest side of Columbus, Ohio. Anybody that grew up in this town pretty much knows who I am. But I've lived all over of the parts of Ohio, like London, which is far west, and Williamsport, Harrisburg, and then after 10 years I came back to my hometown, Peking, Illinois. I don't know. I don't know. I've only been to Illinois twice. When I was a kid once, and another time when I was still a kid. It was for a soccer tournament. Jason Casto. Oh, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. I posted it on Facebook. I appreciate you coming by. I was checking out. He's got some good photos and whatnot. I don't know. What do you call it? You do billboards. But yeah, Tom's Food Factory. We want to get together, do a cook. I was watching what was it? The hot seat with you on it. We're about to track you down at one of those storage units. Oh, yeah, I befriended you on there, I think a day or two ago, because I've been off for a couple days. But I almost did not get this going right when I should have. What I should have done was got a little thing of ice, put some couple beers in it. I don't know how long this will go on, because hell, if you have 350 subscribers, you're lucky to get like 10 on the chat. If again, I asked earlier, but I did a test earlier, and if my microphone is too loud, let me know, because I can't hear what's the signal it's putting out. Also, I have a little sampler hooked up to this, and I was hoping to hit some samples as we went through here. It's probably not happening. I'll probably hit one right now.
So what do you want?
But it doesn't pertain to anything, so I just kicked it off. Let me see if I can keep up with the chat here. We're going to see if, see. Hey, Jason, I really appreciate that. If you have to go right now, that's fine. I get it. Somebody throw out my, if my levels are too high or something. Jason, but I really do appreciate you stopping by. A lot of this I do cooking videos. You probably may have seen them too, but you probably also remember the podcast. That's why we're down in the dungeon. But yeah, that's I would be happy just to have 10 in here. I'm going to be honest with you. Oh. Nice, Jason. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, CJ had over 800 subs, and he had 10 in the chat. That's the thing. Cooking with Corey the other day, he kept a constant 10 in the chat. Yeah, it is what it is. I know I only have 150 some subscribers, which I appreciate everybody that does subscribe. But I remember what's his name? He went live tonight, and I can't remember how many he might have had 200 in the chat. He did 100 questions. Not another cooking channel, and I was telling my brother about it. I remember when his channel didn't have 1,000 subs, and then I remember his channel before he did any cooking event for Casey Neistat. So 2 months ago, he had 10,000 subscribers. And then within 2 months, he had 85,000 subscribers. Yes, it does. I'm actually Frack Daddy. I'm doing this off of the last generation of iPod Touches. Then I have my phone. This is what I record with now. I do all the recordings with this. If I ever do a podcast, I use my old iPod Touch. I don't know why. It's just so convenient. Now, obviously, it's got the 1/8-inch input. But you can still go live if you have a laptop. You don't have to have 1,000 subs. And then I am using, let me try to, Streamlabs. This is the first time I've ever done it. So, obviously, you guys can download it too. Again, there is some kind of learning curve because I do not know, excuse me, I do not know why I can't hear my microphone. I would love to hear it because if I could hear it, I would hit these sound effects and whatnot. I could run this a different way because I've got a mixer over here, a little sampler. I might show you guys. Yeah, these new phones are great. Awesome, Johnny. I appreciate it. I will break out the guitar before I get off of here. I don't know how long I'll be on here. Hopefully we get some more people. The mic I'm using is a Rode NT1. When I originally started my channel, it was I was starting a podcast, and it was feeding from YouTube to Apple Podcast app, which it still is. So all the video still goes to, and this is not the NT1A. This is the more expensive one, but I was comparing this to also all the SM7B, which is the only microphone that Michael Jackson would sing out of. But that's a broadcasting mic, and my brother actually has that mic, and they have a very successful podcast called True Crime Garage. But I'm not supposed to tell anybody that. But anyways, yeah, it's the NT1. I watch a lot of a guy named Booth Junkie, and I was doing podcasts. I did 50 episodes, but I don't know if I'm going to ever continue to do it. Thanks, Tom. Blue's a good company. Johnny, I don't know if you know, but it worked at, Jason knows, because he would visit me at the pawn shop sometimes. He's a car audio guy, like the old school stuff, and that's the stuff I like too, but I was basically a expert in guitars. So that's what I specialized in. Everybody had their kind of their own niche or however the hell you want to say it. Frack Daddy, I have a big list of what I would like to do, but my budget is completely different. That's kind of why I'm doing a live today. So I really don't know where the channel is going. I know this much, that my money is a lot more funny than what it used to be. So, I don't know. I used to do like stuff that was on the cheap. Yeah, Tom, you need to get yours going again. That's for sure. I mean, to be on the hot seat. I haven't been on the hot seat yet. So we're going to take down all Uncle Sam's billboards. I ended up keeping a few. That's beautiful. So if you hear what Jason just said in the chat, me and Jason went to school together. And he does these billboards. But I didn't know. Yeah, I get it. You probably put something on there and probably take them down or whatnot. Jason, I would be really interested in one of those billboards. I mean, I don't know how much it would take up, but like, get with me. I mean, it doesn't have. I'm not in a rush either. And you just heard my money's all fucked up. Yeah, Tom. I worked for Uncle Sam's for 9 years, on and off. I do have a podcast about a couple of different ones about Uncle Sam's. They had been there. Oh, nice smaller boards. Is that 7 foot by 12 foot, or is that? Because I know they had the billboard or the. You want to obviously take those down, but they had the boards for the. What do you call it? The seats downtown. You know? Oh yeah, hit me up, Jason. I really appreciate it. Whew, 7 foot by 12 foot. I don't know. I could stow them away somewhere. That would be amazing. I do have a lot of Uncle. This isn't actually from Uncle Sam's, but I got a lot of little Uncle Sam's stuff hanging out around here. Then I worked for another shop for a year, but it was a conglomerate. And they had 1,600 stores or something like that. And went to 3,100. They even had stores in Mexico, all over California, everywhere. Bad company to work for. It's like the McDonald's of pawn shops. Yeah, Tom, I know you got that storage unit. It is very good nostalgia. I bet you got some other stuff, too. Too bad you weren't around when they're taking down Timken signs in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Let's see if I've... Just checking if I missed anything. But yeah, this is just running to... let me try to see this here. It is a USB. I would show it, but... It's a long story. Broke the old crappy tripod today. I just have an Electro Harmonics 720 looper. Does it in CD quality, which is digital quality. And then I just have a El Cheapo Sphinx. It's a Behringer Sphinx. It just has 2 XLRs for the first 2 channels, and it has... it says up to 9 or 10 channels, but I mean, really, what are you going to use it for? But for a little podcast, it's great. So, yeah, then I can't remember where I got the cable from, but it basically runs out to the headphones and into the phone. And it was a cheap pickup. I think it might have been $7 or something like that. So, let's see. Thanks, Tom. Again, it is the NT1. If you guys ever want to get into audio, I would definitely check out Booth Junkie. Again, I bought and sold guitars for many years, and also Jason knows we did car audio, and we were one of the last places to do it. But if you want something, even if it's an amp and it's 130 watts, but it's got clean power, is what you want to, what headphones are you using when you monitor? I decided to get these ones because they were cheaper than some of the other ones. They're just I don't know if you guys can see that. They were maybe $40, and they came with a little bag. It's hanging up there. And, see, I used to know all these specs when I worked at the pawn shop because you talk about them every day. So I'm guessing these are 45 millimeter drivers. There were so many things out of there that I wish I would have bought. There's one thing right before it didn't work out there that they screwed me out of. They screwed me bad out of it. They could have just let me buy it. I already paid them the money for it. Long story. But all the old podcasts and everything are still up. Hell, I don't even know. By the end of the podcast, if I got so drunk, I just passed out. I don't even know. That's how upsetting it was to me. That tells you anything. But yeah, they're Tascam headphones, which I can't hear myself out of. But if I go into the other apps, I can. I found out some pawn shops are more honest than others. Oh, of course. It really pays off to know somebody that works in a pawn shop that is honest and doesn't want to screw anybody. I wouldn't go and take the neon sign down out front. They wouldn't think anything of it. They are probably, I don't know, like with that neon sign, because the way some signs work, and Jason, you probably know, that you never really own the sign, but back in the day, they've been there since 1950, 1951. They definitely own that sign because I've seen it taken off the building. I've got pictures of it off the building. I've got pictures of when they put it back on the building. But if you could unwire it, yeah. I had a pawn once that wouldn't let me pay each month to knock down on the principal. I don't know who that was with, but I can tell you this. So in order to pay off on the principal, which you, Tom, I know you're a smart guy, you probably understand. You have to be paid up on your interest and your storage fees. So say it used to be $5 and $4 storage fee. Now, I don't think they've changed it. But it's $6 interest and $6 storage fee. So I guarantee some of them are dirty as fuck like that, though. I mean, to do that to somebody, it just makes it harder for them, and that's why they were doing that. I don't know if you could even contact the Better Business Bureau or whatever. Yeah, I wanted to pay the storage. Yeah, plus more to knock down on the principal. Yeah, so if, say back in the day, it was 5%, $4 storage, you got a $100 loan, you'd owe $109. So in the first 30 days, you have to pay the $9. Well, if you got a $110 loan, that's $10 each month within the first 30 days. That's dirty. That's dirty that they would do that to you. I was hoping there's some of the people in the, I belong to a little group of people, and I was hoping they were going to get on here, but I'm a little disappointed they didn't. But yeah, so if you owed for 1 month, you would pay the $9 or the $10 or whatever the amount was. I love it. You know, a lot of people think when you, I believe, is that Todd from Dad Incredible? I'm sorry, I'm bad, horrible with names, but I really appreciate Dad Incredible showing up. Barbecue, grilling, and more. Like it, but yeah, we were just talking about pawn shops. Yeah, Todd, what's up? We were just talking about pawn shops. I don't know if you were familiar, but I worked in one downtown for 9 years, probably the most historical one. And then I worked at another one for a year. And Todd also, with Dad Incredible, you got to check his channel out. I know you guys already have. Anyways, we were just talking about pawn shops. Literally, the podcast I had, a lot of the episodes were just about pawn shops. Not that anyone gives a shit. Let's see how long we... Oh, wow. I'm really surprised. 24 minutes already. I think I spent 1 minute alone. But cheers to you guys. Appreciate you coming in. Johnny, you got to remind me before I get off here. I'm not going to get off anytime soon, but I'm going to break out the guitar to check it out for you. I wish I had the other guitar here and the 2 other amps, but I needed money. What can you do? Got to buy a new car, so Yeah, Tom's Food Factory. I don't blame you. Jason, appreciate you stopping by. He's my one buddy here, not that far from me. Joined us basically from Facebook. But Jason, keep me in the loop about that billboard, and I'll try to work out something. I don't know what the hell I can do, but too bad I don't got a bunch of old audio, nice audio stuff laying around for you. I got audio stuff, just not car audio. But Tom, oh no, Johnny, I'm not gonna play anything. But no, I'll show you the guitar. It's pretty cool. It's 7/8, so it's a little smaller. It's good for small hands, and yeah. Nice, Jason. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I need to get a house, and hell, I might have to rent a billboard. You know, I know how much it is a month because I've rented them before with Uncle Sam. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. Good night, Jason. I really appreciate you coming out. I was going to throw. You guys can't see it obviously, but I got a TV in front of me. I was going to throw this up here, but this looks a little weird on the on the live stream. It's like, oh, Jesus. I just hope the audio's okay. I know you guys say it sounds great. You guys got any questions? Other than my next cook, I do have one thing about. I want to put out this cook, but I've been waiting to put out the cook because it's a Wendy's copycat chili recipe. When I was younger, a lot younger, like 16, I used to open up the store, and I work with a kid now, which I shouldn't say he's a kid, but he is. He's 18, but he's one of the managers where I work now, and he used to make the Wendy's chili too. But it's been so long, I'm 35 years old. Again, that was almost 20 years ago. I don't remember what. I'll just cut this short real quick. Tom, I'm using a last generation iPod Touch. So it should just be coming through in 720. But yeah, that's I've done the cook, and it came out pretty damn perfect. That's not the problem. I don't think it's the right time of the year for it. I'm trying to wait till it gets a little bit colder. There's other cooks I want to do. It's funny, I keep doing cooks, and sometimes I'm like, man, this is going to be the biggest thing ever. Yeah, Wendy's chili copycat recipe, basically, that's what it would be. Hell, I'd use their logo and everything. I don't care. But I was going to buy it, do my research, buy it beforehand, and then, try to really critique it, my recipe, to get it to where it's very close to theirs. But it's not the right time of the year. Yeah, wait until football season. Football season's coming up. That is the busiest time of the year where I work, obviously. I suddenly want fries dipped in a Frosty. Oh, yeah, that does sound delicious. Yeah. I don't know. I just got to space out the cooks, and I don't necessarily want to say the reason why the cooks have been so far apart, but some of it was laziness. Other things was my wife stays at home with my son, and my son was born real early at 26 weeks. So she gets some money for him. Well, that's only going to last so long. Well, just recently we had, the EBT card. Well, that's gone. That's been gone for a few months. So all those nice little seasonings and that I have a lot of the stuff still, but I'm buying my own groceries, obviously. So, especially for the cooks, and I can't splurge. Yeah, I gotta wait for the chili. It sucks because just on my end, it wouldn't do very good if I put it out. The last few things I've put out haven't done very good, but I'm trying new things too. I'm trying some new angles. Actually, I want to start doing. Johnny does two different. I don't know what you call it, point of view. But basically, I'm going to use my main shot with the tripod here, and use my newer iPhone, and then I have a. I can't remember the brand. It's a pretty good brand though. Different tripod, smaller one. It's magnetic. I'm going to do that and try to splice the two. It's just, I don't know. I mean, is it necessary? I just don't know. So, the hell, the last video I got 20 views on. Is it a good video? Not really. It's probably one of the worst videos I've ever done. So. Johnny, the part 2 vlog, I think I have. Because I pretty much watch all of your videos. Are you talking about the part 2 of the building the barbecue cart? Or not, it wasn't a part 2, but you built the barbecue cart. Do you have a grill or a smoker for cooking outside? Tom's Food Factory. I have a gasser. I have a propane gas grill. It's cheap. Basically is $150 Charbroil, which is somewhat the lesser respected companies, but it is still a respected company. And they, Johnny, I'll check it out. The 250 sub vlog. Yeah, I think I have. But no, the the gasser outside, it's the 2-burner classic one. It's not bad. And I've thought about doing more cooks outside. I know on Tom, when you did the hot seat, they were talking to you about your smokers and stuff and cooking outside. And just Tom, you know the area kind of where I live, and I've got my gas grill locked up. It's not a bad part of town, but I'm more worried about them still in the propane tank than actually still in the grill. Oh, I know. This is National Grilling Month, Tom. Oh, I know. I've thought about it. Hell, I was thinking about just putting out a video of just cooking, what you normally cook. Like, hence the name, What's for Dinner. Wow, this is what I'm cooking. I really don't know where I'm going with this. It obviously started out as a podcast, and the cooking videos, I was just talking. There was no video. It was just me giving out my recipe over the podcast. And I realized I need to do a video. But Johnny, thanks. I appreciate it. Johnny, all the same guys that you probably watch, like Ballistic Barbecue and Cowboy Kent Rollins. I could go on. There's lists and lists and lists. Yeah, let's see here. This is a section in the vlog. I talk about what help out, infuse a subscription. Yeah, Johnny, I need to check it out because, like, how you put stuff in cards, or like what I said to you in the one video about putting the stuff in the HTML. So it'll just go into that video. I know how to add links and everything like that, but I don't know how to. I can figure it out pretty easily. But the whole thing is, the reason why I don't do that is because I'm very confused, even with the live streaming. I'm very confused because this feeds from YouTube and this will feed into the Apple Podcast app. So I don't know if this live stream will feed into the Apple Podcast app because the test that I did earlier, about 5-6 hours ago, did not feed into it. But there was a button that I pressed that basically didn't put it into my uploads, where it still put the live stream up there, but it didn't put it into the upload. So I'm going to press the other button today and see if that goes into the Apple Podcast app, which has been a pain in the ass. Because if you guys don't know, or you probably don't know, at one point this channel had a different name. It was called Shop Talk Podcast. And basically it was a picture of my workbench over there, which is like from the 1950s. And it's out of a factory. But this is a pretty expensive desk. But yeah, it was talking about pawn shops and stuff like that. And also, if you're familiar with Bill Burr, it was similar to his podcast. Not as funny. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I should focus on YouTube. I will say this, that at first for a while, I've had quite a bit of subs on the podcast app, but sometimes I'll have a shit ton more of downloads on the podcast app. For a while there, when I first switched categories, I was getting about 250 downloads a day, which might not sound like a ton, but for somebody that's not getting as many views as some other people. Yeah, the good thing about YouTube is it plays. It just continues to play. You can go and do other things. If you back out of the Apple Podcast app, it stops playing. But there is a niche or whatever the hell you want to call it for it. There's not a whole lot of people that are feeding their YouTube, especially about food. That's the whole thing. Because I was passionate about food. That's the one thing I do want to bring up. I know the hell, there's only probably like 4 people in the chat, but I do want to bring that up. Is there may be an opportunity for me to, and I've already kind of came up with the idea. My whole idea was to actually start a grocery store. It's an old school Italian grocery store. I'm not Italian. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we're going to get some pizza ovens. Just basically an oven in there. Not crank out a ton of food or anything like that. But, a place for the people, And, but that's not really going to work out because it's so expensive. But I do have a serve safe. And if anybody knows about cooking, at least you need a serve safe. In certain restaurants and stuff like that, you need a serve safe. Yeah. Well, Tommy, you were on the hot seat. But yeah, so anyways, the idea was to either get a cargo truck, cargo van, which is very expensive compared to a regular van or any other vehicle. I mean, you could have 150,000 miles on it, 200,000 miles on it, and they're still $10,000, $8,000. That's pretty expensive. But just getting 2 flat top grills, and hey Johnny, I'll see you, man. I'll break out the guitar next time. But getting 2 flat top grills, like a Blackstone, and just getting a vendor license, which is $25, and a little pop up tent, and going out and cooking. So that's my idea. Just doing like all American burgers and doing hot dogs and whatnot in downtown Columbus. That's what I was thinking. Let's see here. Well, guys, I don't know how many people are still here, but I think I'm going to jump off here. And I appreciate everybody that watches. See Tom. I gotcha. Hobo nickel. Yeah. Well, Tom, everybody, I appreciate you guys watching, sticking around for this long. I know it's been short and sweet. So, but I'd love to do this again. Check out my podcast on the Apple Podcast app and check me out on YouTube. Tom, everybody that came here, Johnny from View to a Grill, check out his channel. And you guys have a great night.